For today's Patterns of Power lesson, you are going to notice. And I've pulled our sentence, actually I've pulled two sentences out of one of my favorite books, one of our read-alouds, Pecan Pie Baby. So let's take a look at the sentence. It's up on the board. You can read with me if you want to. Ready? Upstairs, I got that teary, choky feeling. And even though there were a whole lot of people in my house, I felt real alone. Whoa. It's a beautiful sentence, isn't it? Yeah, there is a lot for us to notice today. So here's what we're going to do. Just like normal, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to talk with your table groups. You have Post-its at your table, yeah? Do you have Post-its?
Yeah.
Okay, so chat about what you notice, write things down, and in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to call on each table so you can share what you've noticed about these sentences. All right? All right, ready, set, talk.
She had repetition. And also, she didn't just say I'm sad, she described how she was sad.
You noticed what? Oh, it starts with a capital.
Scratched it out.
Yes, so both sentences start with a
And she used
capital.
repetition of the feelings.
Yeah. How?
Both sentences, it said that I got that teary, choky feeling.
Yeah.
So she used repetition. Said I felt real.
Yeah, okay, so tear. Okay, why don't we start on this side of the room? I know that there's quite a bit for us to notice in these sentences, and let's just go around to each table and tell us what you noticed, and then we'll move on until they've all been taken up, okay? All right, this table, what did you notice?
I noticed that the two sentences were
Yeah.
talking about how she felt sad.
Ah, that's a really good thing to notice. So Jacqueline Woodson has used two sentences side by side, both describing her feelings. Yeah. TJ, how do you know she was feeling sad? She didn't even use the word sad in this sentence.
Because it said like teary, choky feeling.
Okay, so we have some adjectives. Teary, choky.
It said I felt real alone.
I felt real alone. Would somebody like to talk about that? What did you notice with just that one part of the line? Real alone. Nurse's table, what do you think? Yeah.
There's repetition.
There is repetition. What happens when an author uses repetition in the story? What happens when you use repetition when you're writing stories? What else, Colin?
When you repeat the same word a lot of times, it's like, and then an emotion or something, then it's a strong emotion.
It is a strong emotion. Do you guys notice what kind of letters are used in that one? Can you tell? Can you tell? Remember when we learned about the titles? Those are also italicized. We've learned that authors italicize titles, but what if we italicize just a word that's not a title? What do you think? Any ideas about that? Addison? It is very important. Did you notice when I read this aloud, I said, and even though there were a whole lot of people in my house, I felt real alone. You emphasize it when you're reading it out loud. Let's go to this table. Ooh, sorry.
There's a lot of commas.
There are so many commas. I'm really glad you noticed that. How many commas do you see in these two sentences?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, she sees 5 commas. And there's a couple of different purposes that these commas play in these two sentences. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so we have this first comma, upstairs, comma. All right, so commas have many different functions. One of the functions is just like you see here in this beautiful sentence. Upstairs, comma. Downstairs, comma, I. Last night, comma, I. Early this morning, comma, I. What in the world am I doing? Yesterday, comma, we. Ramisa, what do you think?
It has setting.
It is, so many of those examples are setting. What else?
Separates part of the sentence.
It does separate a part of the sentence.
It's the first word.
Yes. What do we call something that's the beginning? It is called,
Introduction.
yeah. We have an introductory phrase. INTRODUC. All right, so this comma is part of an introductory phrase. And yes, Drew.
It's not an introductory
Oh.
phrase, but you know how you use commas like 1, 2, 3, 1, and then comma, and then 2. And then
Yes. Do you also notice that?
comma.
Where?
Yeah. It's like real and real.
Yes, okay, so Drew has moved on to another thing that we need to learn. So let me change colors. That we're also using a comma to list things. The one that I just boxed in a red square, this is what KJ mentioned. What is it that the author is listing? Yeah.
Feelings.
Feelings, that's right. So the other way that a comma can be used is to list things in a series, whether it's feelings, colors, food, days of the week, people. You can list things in a series. Can you show me a thumbs up if you knew that already? Okay, list, I'm gonna say items in a series. Fantastic. Okay, is there anything else we haven't mentioned about these sentences that you think are worth noticing? Stefina?
The I's are capital.
Ah, yes, they've capitalized the pronoun I. We always capitalize that. I'm glad you remember. Okay, I can't believe that nobody's mentioned this one. There's one thing.
After real, they
Yes.
indented it down and it's a real alone.
Yes, you guys, what in the world is going on here? Everybody look here, please. Real, and then she spaced down and pushed it all the way in, real alone. That's not an indentation. I'm glad you used that word, but that's actually not. Because an indentation would start a new paragraph. This is part of the same sentence. Drew, what do you think?
I thought you just kept it like that for like to fit it like fancy.
Oh, you thought I made a mistake? No, this is actually how it's printed in the book.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you. I can read it later. See if you can see this. Real, and then she says real alone down on the next line. Cool, huh? I'll come. You see that? All right, Nabiha, why do you think Jacqueline Woodson did this?
She's emphasizing those two words.
You think she's really emphasizing it. So does she have two ways of emphasizing? We know that she's emphasized it using italics, but she's also just thrown the next real down on a new line. Did it work?
Yeah.
Did we read the sentence thinking, wow, she really felt alone? Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah. Here is our focus phrase. Can somebody read that focus phrase to me? KJ, loudly and proudly.
I can use a comma to separate items in a series or to separate an introductory element in my sentence.